Hey guys, happy Monday. I hope y'all are having a wonderful Monday. I hope y'all having a great start to the week. I love the energy, the fresh energy that Monday brings. So I hope that you guys are having an amazing start to your week. The holidays are quickly approaching. So I wanted to share with you guys this week's flash sale, which are the Zodiac necklaces that I have on the website. I do have all signs currently in stock, and this week they are $5. Okay, they're just $5. So make sure that if you haven't finished your Christmas shopping, you need some stocking stuffers. These are great stocking stuffers. I have mine linked on like the closest hoop, the closest loop. So like, you know, they can be worn a little longer, but this is kind of the short version of how they are, depending on how fat your neck is. Okay, but those are on sale for $5 this week only, so take advantage of that. And if you are still looking for last minute gift ideas, check my website. Support a black business, shop black. And I appreciate everybody that has supported me this far, just in my journey altogether. I really appreciate you guys. Also, my readings, just my general readings, are $10 off this week only. So be sure that if you are interested, you've been thinking about booking a reading with me, this is a great week to do that. And again, it's just the general readings that are and it is, you know, either a Zoom call or I can send it to you as a video through email. So if you are interested in getting a reading, you've been thinking about booking a reading with me, this is a great time to do that with the $10 off this week. Okay, let's pull the cards and see what's the message for this week from Spirit. Ooh, they're popping out. All our cards just came out at one time. And I'm also going to go ahead and pull our oracle cards. I got a lot of, like, I ain't gonna say a lot, but I got some mixed reviews about that protection video, and just, I guess, the conversation of protection. A lot of people don't like talking about that, but if that was too much, honey, y'all not gonna make it with me in 2021. Y'all ain't gonna make it. I promise. Y'all ain't gonna make it. Cause if that was too much, I don't know what to say. But I did have some people depart the community, and that's cool. You know, no love lost, no hurt feelings. I feel like the people that I'm for and the people that the messages that I'm giving are for are going to be here, and they're going to continue to come into the community and continue to find me. So, you know, I'm okay with if this is not for you. I'm okay with you leaving. I wouldn't be mad about that. I wouldn't be offended at all, because I do believe that we find the people that we're supposed to connect with one way or another. So I'm glad you're here. I was gonna tell y'all something else. Oh, I didn't get to go live and do the full December Zodiac readings, and I'm considering still doing it. I've just been really honestly honoring my spirit and honoring the call for me to rest, to sit down somewhere sometimes, to sit back. I've been honoring those calls from my spirit. So that's why this week I planned and thought, you know, that I was going to go live, and it just didn't work out that way. So it's all good. I know I definitely want to talk about this. Y'all know I be so good at dropping cards on the floor. Hold on. Okay. I definitely want to talk about the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction and share with you guys. So at some point I will be going live to share that. Please turn your notifications on if you follow me on Instagram. And I'll get into that a little bit later. I'll try to give y'all a heads up and let y'all know when I'm gonna go live. It's just kind of challenging because I share, you know, my little office space with my fiance, and this nigga just got a PS5. When I tell you he been holding the space super heavy, and I've been honoring, you know, his desire to do his thing on the game, so I ain't been fucking with him, but I'm gonna have to let him know. And if I remember, I will list the songs that are playing, okay? Because a lot of times they do have some kind of significance. All right. What I want to start with first, I will start with I'll start with our oracle cards. Abundance and success were the two oracle cards that came up this week. So I'm feeling this this really beautiful energy that as we lean into just replenishing and pouring into our own cup, restoring our own energy, and not necessarily being so desperate for something to happen, for, you know, what we've been trying to manifest to come right now, like where is it. I think if we just kind of surrender to the rest, like last week, I think the message more so was like surrendering to desire and kind of leaning into that energy. But if we just allow ourselves to be restored and replenished, sometimes in us taking rest and just pouring into our own cup or allowing others to pour into our cup, that is a form of abundance and a form of success, because when we kind of sit back and allow people to pour into us and allow people to give to us, and we accept and receive those things that we so freely give to everybody else, a lot of times we don't realize how blessed we are. You know, we're sitting back like, oh, this just doesn't seem to be coming together the way I expected it to, and this just isn't really working the way I expected it to. And at the end of the day, that abundance and that success, sometimes comes by us allowing people to pour into us. Sometimes we are so resistant to just receiving, and we're so resistant, we actually block our blessings because we don't want to let other people pour into us. We feel some kind of way about it. And I think that society has really shaped us into feeling like if we aren't giving, doing, we are useless, or we're not where we're supposed to be. But the message this week that's coming up is like, let somebody else pour into you. Stop blocking your own blessings, because what you're doing by denying and not allowing, even when you go out to lunch and your friend wants to pay for lunch and you're like, oh no, I couldn't possibly, and you feel like you can't allow your friend to pay for lunch for whatever reason, it's like you're blocking your blessings. And that money that you we're going to spend at lunch could be put and used somewhere else. You know, and you never know. It might come in handy. You might leave and have to take care of something. And yeah, it might have been like $30-$40 at lunch, but that might have been the exact amount that you needed to take care of something else that you had to do that you maybe didn't even expect. So it's like, allow yourself to be fed this week. Allow yourself to be poured into. Destiny was one of the other oracle cards, and I'm going to talk about that at the end of this reading. Okay, we're going to come back to that card. So for our spread for this week, the first card was the Ace of Staffs that came up, and our last card was the Five of Swords in reverse. I really see that the tide is changing in a lot of ways. And I see that because the Wheel of Fortune came in reverse. And that doesn't necessarily mean like a bad thing, because the Wheel of Fortune came in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune is representing expansion and luck. And I think what the issue is, we're going to get back to the Ace of Staffs in a moment, but this message is coming together for me right now. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse is speaking also directly to this Eight of Swords energy. A lot of times when we we're limiting our own selves in our mind. And just how I said a moment ago, how a lot of times we block our own blessings, it all starts here. It's like we oftentimes deny certain things from coming into our lives because of our feelings of unworthiness. So instead of continuing to hold yourself prisoner in the mind, allowing yourself to stay in that mental lockdown, allow yourself to be free. Look at him. He has his hands behind his back. He has these swords around him and very heavy energy, very heavy emotions. But in all actuality, even though he looks like he's boxed in and blocked in, his hands are behind his back untied. So all he really has to do is stand up and walk away from this situation. It's a mental thing. The swords represent our thoughts. It represents what's going on in our psyche, in our deeper consciousness. And a lot of times what's happening is we are holding ourselves captive. We're holding ourselves still. We're not allowing the wheel to turn in our life. We're not allowing things to continue to flow, and we're stopping the momentum in our own lives when we have these self-limiting beliefs and these self-limiting thoughts and ideas. I was talking to someone today about their birth chart, and I was looking at their birth chart because I told you I've been getting into astrology. And I was looking at the birth chart, and one of the highlights for that was the self-limiting beliefs because of the transit between Jupiter and Saturn. I was just letting her know, this is really going to highlight your ideas about yourself, how you look at yourself, how you see yourself. And that is going to make the difference for her. How she sees herself and then presents herself to the world, to the public, is how they're going to receive her however she shows up. Okay? People are going to receive you however you show up. So the battle always starts in the mind. And I heard somebody once say that in order for a man to be held captive, I'm paraphrasing, child, because I ain't good at quotes. Okay, let's be real. But the quote, and I'm paraphrasing, was basically that in order for someone to be captured, the mind has to be taken over first. So the battle always starts in the mind, because once your mind is captivated, once your mind has been captured and tied up, your body will follow. Your body's going to follow wherever your mind goes, okay? So the question is, how bad do you want it? Okay? I didn't say it. Tupac did. I didn't say it. But how bad do you want it? Okay. So, I'm just going to say this. With our reading starting with the Ace of Staffs, it's really addressing, just take action. Stop thinking so hard about how it's going to work out, where the money's going to come. I had a conversation with a client earlier this week about she was talking about some issues and some problems that she was having, and saying that she was trying to manifest something better. But all I heard was the negative conversation. All I heard was, I don't have the money for this, and I don't know how this is going to work out if this doesn't pan out. And I'm like, you have to stop doing that. You have to stop doing that. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. Don't worry about where things are going to come from. Focus on making sure that your mind is right and that you're prepared for whatever's next mentally, okay? And it's like, just do it. Don't think about it. You think long, you think wrong, is what my grandmother used to say when she was teaching me how to play domino. She said, you think long, you think wrong. So that means, you think about it too much, you're going to talk yourself out of making that move that you're supposed to make. Okay? Our higher self already is aware of the direction that we're supposed to be going in, and if we just pay attention, it's going to guide us exactly to where we need to be. Okay? Well, let's get into the last card, which was the Five of Swords in reverse. So the Five of Swords is really, when it's upright, it can represent. It can represent theft. It can represent underhanded behaviors. It can represent kind of somebody doing something behind our backs. But with it coming in reverse, it's speaking to the fact that things are not, and I'm speaking specifically to somebody watching this video, things are not as bad as you're making them out to be. Stop yourself in the middle of those limiting conversations, okay? Stop yourself right in the middle of those conversations when you hear that negativity, and just, sometimes I gotta be like, bitch, no, we're not doing this today. We ain't doing this today. And that's what you have to do. You have to stop yourself in the middle of those conversations and reroute and redirect your conversation with yourself, okay? Those were the cards for this week. Back to our oracle card, Destiny. Everything, and I dropped the card again, everything that is meant for you is going to make its way to you. Sometimes we take ourselves the long route, but everything that's for you is going to make its way to you. What's for you will not pass you by. It's not going to be rerouted to somebody else. It's yours. It's for you. So stand in that. If you know that something belongs to you, you don't sit and argue back and forth with somebody about it. You know. And what's yours is yours. It belongs to you, and there's no debate on that. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So stay focused. Reroute that conversation, especially with this Jupiter and Saturn transit coming up. We're going to see Saturn carries sometimes some depressive energy, so we might feel a little bit of heaviness, but there is a great opportunity for expansion. It's a great opportunity for some very positive things to be occurring in our lives, and I'm going to talk more about that, because this is a really good opportunity for us to kick the fucking door in and really step fully, especially if we have been focused and we've been working hard on something. We are going to see some of those blessings coming through. And I'm not saying that you're going to see the floodgates just blow open, but you might. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about that when we get a little bit closer to that transit. And I hope you guys have a really amazing week. Remember to think positive thoughts, and I'm not saying that nothing bad is going to happen, but remember that the battle starts in the mind, and whatever you say, you will see. All right, I love you guys. Have a beautiful and amazing week.